Okay, so the number one thing that's stopping you from experiencing more freedom in your life, more time freedom, more financial freedom, more freedom to be who you are, the number one thing that's stopping you is you. Because here's the thing, you are saying that you desire more freedom, you are wanting more freedom. And yet, if you were really honest with yourself and you look at your life, where are you actually choosing freedom? Because I can guarantee that most of your life is probably taken up with doing things that you are doing out of obligation. So if your life is filled with obligation, shoulds, people pleasing, then you cannot create freedom in your life. It is impossible. You are a vibrational mismatch to freedom if you experience and feel a lot of obligation energy in your life. And the beautiful thing about this is that you are the one that gets to choose to shift this. You are the one that gets to heal these patterns of people pleasing. You are the one that gets to liberate yourself from the energy of should. You are the one that gets to give to yourself the freedom that you desire by allowing yourself to do what you love, by allowing yourself to do what feels right for you. And yeah, it's challenging to start with. It is challenging. You're going to move through your stuff. You're going to experience challenges in communication and in relationships, because when people are used to doing what they want you to do on their time, what they think you should, when you start to claim yourself, when you start to love yourself more fully and give yourself what you desire, other people often don't like it. It changes relationships. But here's the thing, when you are constantly moving out of obligation in your life, you might be pleasing other people, or you might think you're pleasing other people. But ultimately, if you're not pleasing yourself, you're not pleasing them either. You're not pleasing them either. You're not being really truthful. You're not being fully authentic. When you say yes, when you mean no, you are giving out an energy that is misaligned to the truth of who you are. In fact, this energy actually adds to the pollution of the energy out there. And I say this with deep love, deep compassion, as a recovering people pleaser, as someone who found it so hard to say and claim what I truly wanted, to set boundaries. It's hard. It can be really challenging to move through this. But if you truly desire more freedom in your life, you are the one that has to give yourself freedom. You are the one that has to start choosing freedom. And the opposite to freedom is obligation. The opposite to freedom is feeling trapped. The opposite to freedom is feeling resentful and heavy and bitter at other people for your situation. And so, freedom for me is the ultimate taking back of your responsibility for who you are on all levels. Because freedom means to me is the power to choose, the power to choose. And this power to choose has a lot of responsibility connected to it. As you go on this journey of reclaiming your freedom and your power through your choices, you will find that there comes to a point where you can no longer go against the truth of who you are. It becomes irresponsible to go against the truth of who you are, and you're no longer willing to be inauthentic or to please others with you being hurt as a result. So when you actually move from truth, when you move from consciousness, when you make choices that are aligned to your heart and you do it with love, you cannot cause harm. We can never understand, everybody's going to have their own reactions to that. Other people might not agree with that. But when you're truly making choices aligned to your heart and your soul, and you're expressing it from a place of love and compassion for yourself and others, you cannot do harm. In fact, you are being a stand for clean energy, being a stand for clear energy. We want to be clean and clear with our boundaries, with our communication, with ourselves. And when we begin to deny our desires, when we do what we think we should, when we try and people please, our energy gets mucky, it gets dirty, it gets murky. We are not being truthful and clean and clear with our energy. So if you desire more freedom in your life, you have to stop acting out of obligation. You need to release yourself from the obligations. Now, here's the thing. There are some things that we do need to do, as in, I'm a mother. I need to feed my children and take them to school and their out school activities. And I could see that as an obligation, and I could be resentful, and I could decide not to do any of it at all. But because there is deep love there, and because I am responsible for my children, if I am shoulding myself with any of those things, if I am finding heaviness with any of those things, I'm not going to just stop doing that and doing those things. I am going to find ways, one, to either delegate, or two, change how I think and feel about that choice that I'm making. Okay. So when I say obligation, I don't mean that you have to give up everything that you're doing to support other people, but you do need to get really truthful about the energy with which you're doing it from. And if you can't find freedom in the energy with which you're doing it from, you need to find a different solution, because your clean, clear energy is so important, because it governs how you feel and it governs the energy that you share with the world. So if you want more freedom, start doing more of what you love. Start allowing yourself to experience more freedom. You have to give it to yourself first. We cannot wait for someone to give us our freedom. We cannot wait for someone to release us from our obligations. We have to be the one, the leading energy that chooses it for ourselves again and again and again. This is what it means to be energetically responsible. And yes, it can be uncomfortable. And yes, you might have to walk through some uncomfortable conversations. But ultimately, if you are not listening to yourself and giving yourself what you need, then you're not being fully truthful, you're not being fully authentic, and that will only create negative energy, because you are making choices that are negative to you, that actually aren't aligned with the truth of who you are. So liberate yourself by making the choice to be liberated. Let go of obligations that you can let go of them with love, and start doing more of what you love. Start allowing yourself to do things for yourself simply for the joy of it. You know, so many of us do things and we don't even know that there's an obligation there. So maybe we're exercising to lose weight. Maybe we are doing a certain thing to earn money. So that means we're not truly just doing something we love just because we love it. There's an obligation behind it. There's something else behind it. So look at that in your life. How many things do you truly do in your life, or what do you allow yourself to do in your life where there is no obligation, there is no ulterior motive almost? When was the last time you let yourself do something you love just because you wanted to? No reason, no need for justification, just because you wanted to. And start there, because your path to liberation, your path to freedom starts with you and the choices that you are making. I love you so much.